Welcome to Once in a Generation. We're wheeling in the TV cart this week to talk about things from the 90s and the 2000s that really made the holiday season special. But fun fact, I'm going to add shit that's not from there because I didn't listen when we did our pre-planning meeting. So
Likewise.
what?
Likewise.
My first addition to the bracket. Bah, 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 bah. Is that the sound? That's a fancy
Wait,
football
can we
sound.
tell them what the bracket's about first? Like,
Oh,
what
shit.
we're doing?
Okay.
So, context. Chase.
No context. They'll see a
No
bracket and get it. Okay, context. We have decided that we want a battle royale from things from the past and things that we do now as millennials for the Christmas season. I don't know if you know anything about me, but if you do know something about me, it's I love Christmas and I love competition and I love winning. So I'm going to pick things that I think are the best parts of Christmas for millennials and me personally. So the first thing I'm going to pick is going to be an interesting one. It's a little movie from 2003. I watch it every fucking Christmas. Every Christmas. And that's Love Actually. It is a wonderful Christmas movie. It is a little toxic from time to time. It might have been potentially ruined by the Hillary Clinton SNL bit with Kate McKinnon talking about her trying to win the election. But I still love it. I think it's a wonderful movie. So I'm going to add that to the bracket.
I think Love actually benefits from a like time capsule approach of like this is pre Me Too. And like every woman who after Me Too was like hashtag Me Too and like lived it, wasn't just virtue signaling, was also so deeply in love with half of the cast of Love Actually when it came out. And like we have to hold space for both of those things.
And my favorite love story in Love Actually, it is a terrible love story, is the Emma Thompson one with
Oh, it breaks my heart
it
and it's the
breaks
most
my heart.
human one. That one and, the brother-sister relationship.
Oh,
Um,
that one's so sad too.
it
Yeah.
is it is as someone who has a special needs brother, I was like, "I get this, I get
Mhm.
this." Anyway, we don't need to go down the rabbit hole on this.
No,
We can do that later.
I was just saying, I fully don't understand the appeal of Love Actually. I've now seen it twice, and I think maybe I just had to see it before Me Too. I don't know when I needed to see this,
It
to be
really
honest with
is, and it also helps if, like, you were, like, a high school Darcy girl, like, one of those, like, super
you. That's
book nerds
fair.
that loved Pride and Prejudice, and you were like, "I'm getting Alan Rickman and Colin Firth dives into a pond." Fuck yeah. Ooh, I shouldn't curse.
Yeah, you should. All right, that's my first bid into the bracket.
All
Who's
right.
next?
Katie, go.
I guess I should, like Real Housewives confessional, say what my strategy is here before I start listing them.
Oh shit, she's got a
So
strategy.
no, I don't, but you you make me think that I should. So I went straight for like what are the things that are most nostalgic? And I tried to blend a little bit of like what is nostalgic for me versus what I think is nostalgic for people who um maybe were not me. So I'm gonna start off first with the Muppet Christmas Carol, which is actually deeply nostalgic for me, right? So we've got Michael Caine playing dead straight, like serious as a heart attack, never once winks at the camera. All the Muppets in their Muppety glory. Statler and Waldorf as the two dead business partners instead of one, and they absolutely crush it. And my favorite part as an English lit nerd is that Gonzo is the best Charles Dickens you could imagine because he does all of the asides to the camera that Charles Dickens actually would have done when he was doing like his narrative performances, when he was going around drinking and performing for money. So yes, Muppet Christmas Carol, and it's like deeply quotable. I probably say light the rat or light the lamp, not the rap, like 20 times every Christmas season.
Amazing.
I love it. Completely
All
love
right, Liv.
it. Coming out strong, with what I had to negotiate away from Katie. We did have to talk before about who gets dibs on this, which is American Girl dolls. To me specifically, this has to be Samantha in the Christmas outfit from, I believe, around 1996, 1997. It is just quintessentially Christmas. Whether you actually manage to get one of these dolls or not, I think very importantly, the kind of that overall aesthetic that 90s, like, 90s, but also very vintage, black velvet hair bow, which I might be misremembering, but I remember there was a velvet hair bow somewhere, and black velvet particularly, and her little, like, patent shoes, specifically Samantha.
Incredible. I never had an
Definitely my
American
first
Girl
American
doll,
Girl doll.
but no one's surprised.
No.
If they had had I have a question for you, Chase. If they'd had a more inclusive American Girl line at that point, would you have wanted one, or would that whole genre of toy not have been up your alley?
Well, so we don't have to go fully into it, but I do remember my mom hero of Christmas this one year. It's a story she tells. I don't remember. I don't remember a lot of my childhood, but when there were Disney stores, do we remember the Disney
Oh,
Yes.
stores?
yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah.
mom went to, like, I think took me to, like, 6 or 7 of them trying to find an Ariel doll for me. Clearly, it was, awoken something in me, given the taste of women that I have for the most part. But yeah, uh, she went 5 or 6 or 7 stores until she found the Ariel doll and then got it for me.
I love that.
Yeah. Alright, my next one. I gotta I gotta make sure I don't get one of these stolen.
Yeah, whoever gets to it first.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna go with a real Christmas tree. Not the, like, box you bring out. I mean, my parents did that. That was a big thing for millennials is you don't buy the Christmas tree, you bring out the plastic or whatever, put it together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You were like some sort of like gauche, like lesser class person, I guess, if you got plastic Christmas trees, which is hilarious now talking to the other millennials who absolutely were raised on fake Christmas trees. And it
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, right, like is you were it's not a class thing. I grew up thinking it was a class thing, but I think it's
No.
very much just like what camp were your parents in? Like were you
Mhm.
Montague or a Capulet?
I think it was a big, like, we don't wanna mess up the house. I know that I had to fight very hard, and I'm very lucky that my fiancé came home with a real Christmas tree this year because they were very anti-Christmas tree, but I have been begging for one for the past 3 years, and we finally it's not big, it's on our table, but it's real.
My mom got one of the early, really good fake trees, and I think they
Yes.
still have it. It's like from the early 2000s, and it was robust. That sucker was well built. It looked amazing. There are trees out there now that I think cost the same that it did at that time, or even more, that look much worse. So yeah, I think it's down to like how easily annoyed was your family by pine needles everywhere.
Mhm. And we did do the real one for a while, but
Yeah, we also did. Yeah, until the pine needles just became too much.
yeah.
I think it also is very dependent on like when I'm renting a place and like I don't have any control over the floors, so it's carpet, absolutely fake tree. I am not getting needles out of a carpet. Um, but also like when we had pets, real trees were out, right? You only do the fake trees if you have unmanageable dogs, especially. Um, so I think it's also very situation dependent, whereas I feel like it was very like black or white camp when we were growing up.
Mhm.
And you don't have to worry about a mantis invasion with the fake ones. I'm always worried about that.
Or, a dry tree dying before Christmas, like, that was always the horror of, like, what if you got your tree too early and it died off before Christmas?
I think mantises are scarier.
Then you could have a tree fire, like, there still is always that house on the news every year that burned down because Christmas tree caught fire.
Yep.
Alright,
All right.
Katie, your turn.
Okay, so for my next one, we're gonna go with something that I never had, but every other friend of mine had, which was Furbies. And I think I think the great thing about Furbies is that they were the it toy, Furby. Um, it was the it toy. It absolutely had that like viral parents lining up outside of Toys R Us, starting riots, punching each other, beating down the doors to get the it item. And then everyone who got it hated them because they were terrifying,
They're
and they would just
So
terrifying.
bad.
right, they were marketed to say that, like, these are gonna teach your kids to talk better because it, like, learns with them or whatever, but it was just terrifying. It would wake up in the middle of the night with one eye open and go, "Me love you,"
Yeah.
and you couldn't turn it off. You could not turn it off, and
That just
it looked like Gizmo, it looked like Gremlins. So it's an absolute nightmare, but the irony of, like, all of these poor parents, which, fortunately was not my mom in this case, but, like, all of these poor parents just, like, absolutely tearing their hairs out to get this actually very awful, like, horribly awful toy.
that just unlocked a core memory for me from my childhood, which those are very rare. I remember my sister got one, and she put it in her closet because it was so scary, but then I came into her room, and I would just hear noises from the closet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fucking terrifying.
I remember coming back from Christmas because I got a Furby, but I don't think it was a peak year. Like, I think I got it, like, the year after, something like that, and other kids in my class had gotten Furbies, and slowly over time we were all excited that we got it, but then slowly over time, we all started talking about strategies to manage the Furby and, like, what we were doing to kill the Furby. Whether that was, like, did you know you can skin your Furby so you can see what's going on underneath and take the batteries out? Or, like, I dropped mine out of a second-story window, and that sucker did not like, they don't make them like they used to. I bet if you tried to kill a modern Furby, because you can still buy them, there's new Furbies. Um, if you tried to kill one of those now in all the ways that us in, like, kindergarten were trying to kill them at the time, they wouldn't survive one-tenth of that. But they were, in my mind, absolutely indestructible, and I think too the battery compartment needed, like, a screwdriver, if I remember right, and so if you were, like, little, you could so they seemed like they were immortal. And, almost I'm like, it's not even putting Furby on the bracket, it's putting killing your Furby on the bracket.
Being
I don't think
terrorized,
They
haunted
being
by your
yeah,
Furby.
haunted by
Haunted.
your
haunted
Furby.
by your Furby. Yeah, you would go over to people's houses and they might have a Furby, and you would just hear noises coming from their closet, and you just knew without talking about it that there was a Furby they were hiding in there.
Well, and I believe that, and I hope I'm not taking anyone's, one later on, but we can still talk about it then.
First
Like
it goes,
Tamagotchis and Nano Pets came
Mm,
after that, and I
mhm.
feel like all of the battle strategies we developed for shutting our Furby up became really essential for learning how to like shove your Tamagotchi into the closet, the sock drawer, so it wouldn't wake you up in the middle of the night.
"Hey, my next one is getting a pet that you didn't know you were about to get."
Who would do that?
Um, I don't think this happened to me, but this happened to a lot of my friends that their parents were just like, "Here's a pet," and it was like a gerbil or a goldfish or something that maybe they weren't even necessarily asking for, and I feel like it used to happen a lot more. Like, I've had friends in school that said, like, "I got a guinea pig for Christmas. I don't know what to do with a guinea pig. I don't know what this thing is." But that PetSmart or Petco at the time were, like, having sales really pushing animals at Christmas. I remember a lot of marketing around animals at or giving animals at Christmas that you just don't really see anymore. The adopt don't shop movement has gotten a little bit too strong. So yeah, getting a pet at Christmas
I
without
think there's like
warning.
that iconic ad, like there's two iconic ads that always stick out to me from this period. One is the like gift wrapped car that I think we still see
Yeah,
in the like Toyota, Honda, Happy Honda days, whatever. Um and then the other was the cardboard like gift wrap cardboard box with the breathing holes poked from the side and it's
yeah.
a puppy, right? And you would see that in all the commercials. Unfortunately, not so much now because I think there's just a lot of animals being surrendered after the holidays.
Yeah.
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 Which brings me up to a good point. Let me go grab him because I don't know.
Hey, PSA time.
Yeah, PSA time.
PSA
Let me go.
time.
He just got his balls off, but I think I will still love being on camera.
Okay. Okay.
And
Hey, bottom surgery. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's gender affirming, but they do though. They do exist. A gender affirming surgery for dogs does exist. You can get an implant that looks like testicles. Like, like when
Oh,
you're living.
yes. No,
Yeah,
this is how the truck nuts movement started. Did
is
you
that?
know this?
I don't know this.
Okay, so at least this is my understanding. This is a little
Welcome
bit
back
of
to me.
urban lore.
Come
But
here.
the whole truck nuts movement started because they were originally making prosthetic balls for dogs that were emasculated after getting fixed. And
Huh.
then a bunch of dudes were like, you know what? I just want to put these on my truck.
And now you can have it for your dog, but Chase did not for that.
Do you hear him?
Aww.
Okay, so PSA time. This sad little story of this little boy. Someone tied him up, unfortunately, and we found him in the neighborhood and deeply foster failed. Deeply, deeply foster failed. But we worked with a rescue to kind of help while we were in the fostering process with vet bills and things like that. And so one of the big things we want to do in this episode is if you see it, donate their Adopt a Homeless Dog Rescue. We'll put a link below. And for this Christmas, don't buy a dog or a guinea pig. If you don't want a pet in your house, that's fine. But you can help find homes for dogs who need them through this link.
That was amazing. And you didn't even have to play Sarah McLachlan.
In the arms of demonetization.
I was about to say, how far are you gonna go?
Whiskey's so jealous.
Oh, Whiskey says, I never had balls.
I never had balls.
Didn't need them.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about Whiskey. Maybe Whiskey wants the truck nut prosthetics.
Whiskey, do you want truck nuts?
Oh, she's such a sweet lady.
Dogs are the best.
We are through 6 of these.
I know, we gotta start trucking.
Okay.
Okay. Getting about without warning. I was last. Chase, is your
All
turn.
right. My next one is going to be with also a caveat to a sweet treat we've done, the Sega Nomad or other handheld gaming devices. So I'm gonna get the market on that. So that's Game Boy, Sega Nomad.
Game Boy
That's all I
Color.
got. What?
Peach Game Boy
Game Boy
Color.
Color.
Oh,
That was such a
and
big
Game Boy
deal.
Color was the one that I got first, actually. I didn't get the
Yeah.
original Game Boy, but I did get a Game
No,
Boy Color. So
Mhm.
I
I'm
think a
gonna
lot
put
of us, yeah.
handheld gaming device.
Sure. I think handheld's one word though.
Why do we put the person who can't spell in charge of this?
I've been wondering that the whole time.
Handheld gaming device.
This is like when Mark and I do our crosswords, and I'm always just like, it's a C, not an S.
All right. Next, Katie.
Okay. This one is more of an experience than an object, but this is so you travel back in time with me. You are on winter break. You sit down at your computer. It could be like your personal laptop or your family desktop computer, like in the den, and you log on to AOL Instant Messenger and you set your away message for winter break. And you have to like spend all of this time crafting the perfect message that like has some song lyrics in it and lets people know that you're home for break, you're available to hang out, but also like you're kind of mysterious and like maybe you want your crush to talk to you, but you're not going to seem desperate. And you have to like figure out how to do all of that in like 3 lines of formatted text. And then you set yourself to away and you just wait for people to message you. Even you're there, you have to appear away. I guess, yeah, it's an encapsulation of the AOL or like the AIM away message experience for winter break.
I love it.
I'm realizing I've done that with Slack messages quite a few times. Slack statuses over the years. Like, I don't want you to talk to me, but if you're cool, you know who you are. You can DM me. And it was always you two, but like you were always like part of that crew. But there were like there were a few others where I'm like, it's fine. You know. I would agonize over which emoji.
All right, Liv, next. We're going rapid fire now.
We are. So I don't know if anybody else remembers this, but I had one of these, which was the oddly life-sized, oversized Barbie that was
I
just
remember
too big.
those.
It was too big. Like I got this as
Oversized
a toy.
Barbie?
My parents definitely had to like fight tooth and nail for this thing. And then I got it and it was just kind of hard to play with. Like she didn't stand up very well. My clothes were a little bit too big for her, but then, like, if I was any younger whatsoever, I wouldn't have been able to stand this thing up. It was both, like, taller and shorter than me in, like, odd ways. And so, yeah, the oversized life-size Barbie, actually saw one when we were at the thrift store together that one time, throwback to that piece of content. But her hair would get matted, like, it was just kind of a disaster, and then you would feel but I think my parents felt weird when they eventually had to, like, get rid of her because it's like throwing out a body, really. It's like a child.
I don't know if this is playing my hand too large. So
Okay.
if I have to reel it in, you let me know.
Okay.
I have a specific one, but I'm gonna go making Christmas cookies.
No, that's so
No.
sweet.
So, like, the specific one for me, it was such a pain in the ass to do. But it was an absolute favorite, and my mom had this whole technique. It was or not Rice Krispies, corn flakes in marshmallow, dyed green with red hots on top, and they made them look like wreaths. They're so good, but you literally burn your hands making them, and my we begged my mom to make them. So I'm just gonna say Christmas cookies. The shout out, Mama Preslepa, great
Also,
cookies.
like, the no bake Christmas, like, because there's also, like, like, the chocolate
Buckeyes?
oatmeal Christmas Buckeyes, like, there was a no bake thing going on there too for a
Yeah.
while. Alright, I have a Christmas song, but it's a very specific Christmas song. So it's NSYNC's "Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays,"
Hell
which is, like,
yeah.
peak boy band. Like, Mariah can own Christmas, whatever, but, like, NSYNC and that song owns Millennial Christmas. And very much because, like, it's actually very technically hard, like, the harmonies are incredible in it. So it was also, like, very clearly that they were kind of trying to show their technical proficiency, and also the lyrics are, like, totally vapid, but because of the technical ability, they make it sound really meaningful, and it is a bop, like, it slaps. I know I just used 2 terms there that probably sound weird in my mouth, but anyway, it is legitimately both of those things, and, I think that it is also perfect because it came out in 1998, and if it had come out 1 year later, it would have been past sort of like peak uh, millennial boy band saturation. So it's like perfectly poised for the moment too.
All right, we've got 6 more.
I wanna go with the week before Christmas at school. Uh, if your school had, like, a doing lots of crafts kind of vibe, if there was a, like, going room to room to do like, just kinda everybody was checked out. Everybody was completely checked out. Half the people weren't even, like, there because they were, traveling or something like that. Uh, I'm a early side of December Sagittarius, and so it was kind of like my birthday happened, and then slowly everybody just started disappearing and stopped caring about what we were doing at school. And so my birthday was kind of the mark of like, yeah, nobody has to try anymore. It's fine. It's all cut. And then you come home and you're covered in unbelievable amount of Elmer's glue and glitter. I do they still have that amount of glitter in schools? Write in the comments. I'm just curious. Because the amount of glitter they were handing us, there's just no way that was ethical.
No.
I would stick my whole hand in the glitter bucket. Someone had a glitter bucket at one point at school. You'd stick your whole hand in it. It was insane texture that I'm still looking to recreate.
I just know that every year when I'm at my parents and we're opening up all of the handmade Christmas ornaments that you get from those craft activities, it's usually like the prefab, pre-bought, like glass or plastic orb ornament. And it's just been like either hole dipped into Elmer's glue or like swizzled with Elmer's glue and then just glitter. Everyone gets glitter. And so every year, everyone gets glitter like herpes, and it all comes from those 3 ornaments every
Yep.
year.
Mhm.
Somehow still 30 years later.
Yep.
I don't know how this one's gonna go. Because I have changing views as I get older, but I'm very firm that color lights go on the tree and white lights go outside.
I'm learning I
That's a
don't
hot
look.
take.
I know. I know it's a hot take, but that is how I feel. I don't know how to
My
bracket that. Maybe I'll just say colored lights on the Christmas tree.
There you go.
Non-LED colored lights,
Warm
specific.
white.
Yeah.
The
Oh, gotta put it
incandescent ones.
yes.
Yeah.
Like the warm tones. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go with one. It's technically a pre-Christmas moment, but I think it's still happening today. but it is very millennial nostalgia in the same way that Scholastic Book Fairs are millennial nostalgia, and it is the, like, lead into the holidays, gift wrapping, MLM,
Oh
school-wide
my god.
fundraiser.
Oh
Whoa.
god.
I don't know if
What
this is
were
a
we
good thing.
doing with
I
that?
don't know. I think this is like hate voting if we vote for this in the bracket because no one loves this, but it is such a core memory at the same time. So like there's always that one kid or the four kids that have either very rich parents, large families, or like their parents clearly took the catalog to their office and just got their whole office to buy, right? So like the privileged kids are always the ones that are winning the boombox and the bike, and then like I'm getting like a like slap plastic bracelet because I sold two pieces or two rolls of paper to my aunt and my uncle. But like this is an intro to like MLMs and also late stage capitalism that we didn't know we were getting. Like that was that whole crash course right there.
100%.
Yeah. I wonder how many people who were good at that went on to become Cutco, like incredible Cutco sellers.
I feel like it was the parents doing the selling though. Like that is my
Oh,
like
100%. It's Girl Scout.
right.
It's giving Girl
Right.
Scout.
So I think the people who were good at it probably were like sorority girl, like not like sorority secretaries, like the trust fund girls. Yeah.
I'm going with my most hated Christmas song, which is Christmas Shoes. I don't know what was up with my local Kmart in the 90s and this song, but I think every time I stood in line, which if you haven't, by the way, if you haven't heard of the song I'm talking about, it's just Christmas Shoes, just search it. If you're having a bad day, if you're sad at all, and if you're at risk of any sort of self-harm, don't listen to this song. It is the most depressing song that humanity has ever produced. And they played it twice an hour at my local Kmart in the 90s. And I remember standing in line at the checkout counter and watching, like, the song would come on, like, the very first few notes, and watching the people in line get visibly sadder in public, like, their shoulders of the body language change. I hate this song so much, but it's a core Christmas memory for me.
I believe I like there's something about like people should have recognized that you shouldn't be playing sad songs during like the peak of sad season. Like just like all the seasonal affective disorder people do not need this. But of course they're playing like I'll Be Home for Christmas and like Christmas Shoes and River,
No, or at least make it like Hard Candy Christmas, like Dolly did,
right?
and make it a bop. It can be
Make it a
sad,
Yes.
but
bop.
it can be a bop.
Right.
All
All
right.
right.
Last one.
Last one.
And I think this is something that I don't know if it's true, but I'm pretty sure it is. Millennials have reclaimed ugly Christmas sweaters.
Oh, 1000%.
We have reclaimed them. They are now, I don't know if they're not cool again. They're definitely commercial. People buy ugly Christmas sweaters every year. I mean, but ugly Christmas sweaters.
Yeah.
Yes, but I would say that like I think that we've also jumped the shark on that because one of the ones that I didn't mention that I had on my list was like the invasion of slutty Christmas. And like the whole tipsy elves like slutty Christmas thing is invading the ugly Christmas sweater contingent.
So we are now going to go into sort of a conclave kind of a situation. We're going to go away for a minute and we are going to decide the winner of this bracket. But you, dear listener, won't know who the winner of this battle royale is until, is it Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? I don't know how
We'll
to.
find out.
You'll find out.
Until the Christmas holiday vortex where time has no meaning.
Until Christmas. You'll find out at Christmas. But if you want to follow along the way, follow us on the various social channels. Thank you so much for tuning in to listen to this very relaxed episode. And let us, if we get it wrong, if we get it right, let us know. Drop some comments.